Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That sounds like some 2008 Wayne. Woo! We got tapped in, baby. What's good, Keith Murphy?
What's good, my guy?
What it is, man? It's hump day.
Yeah, it is.
But you know where we at, right?
Yeah, the hump day is spinning with us.
Hey, you know where we at, though.
We on the B whip on that.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hold up, man. I can't hear that loud. Hey,
baby.
I can hear it now. You know what I mean? Hey, man, we all the way turned up, man. I'm telling you. But yeah. How was your week? How your week going so far, Keith?
Good. You caught me in the struggle nap earlier. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean, I had to hate you a little bit.
But hey, it's been cool. You know, I went to the state championship games last night in Georgia. I'm gonna tell you what's crazy here. Georgia does not care about academics. Okay, I'm not saying they don't care at all.
Dang.
Guess what time the game started?
It's not a laughing matter, people.
Guess what time the game started that we went to?
What time did the game start?
9:30 p.m. on a Tuesday night. On a school night when they tested.
You know what? You hit me up right before the game, and it was like 8:00, and you were on the way to the game, like it was a Friday night, like it was Friday Night Lights.
Hey, in Georgia, it's whatever night lights, bro.
Hey, you know that they'll give the students the day off the next day, like the entire school.
I believe it. I mean, because all the kids were up there like it was nothing.
Yeah, they'll make it a virtual day or something the next day, and then would have been the last week before the spring break. I mean, not the spring break, the winter break, the holiday. Man, they probably just like, man, it's whatever, I
didn't pay attention to who won, but yeah.
But hey, man, you know what? I just took a peek. It looks like our people are here, man. Looks like the mob is in the building.
What's up?
What up with the mob, baby? Let's go. What's going on, man? I can't get, man. What's up? Let it rain, baby. You gotta let it rain today. Man, start it up, man. I said the mob is in the building. Let's go.
Hey, let us know you here. Shout us a holla, man.
Hashtag MOBB. Let us know you're in the building. Ooh. Let us know you're in the building. You're on the beating with Keith and Bernie. Let's go. We got some hot topics to go over today. Look, man, I know everybody want to talk about certain things, man, but what we talking about today? We got, Cowboys took an L. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hey, man. Hey. All right. Okay. It is what it is. Cowboys. Look, man. It's been laughing too long. All right. We're not laughing that long at this. But the Cowboys.
We do have playoff teams to get into, though. We do. We do
have. Yes. You're right, Keith. We do have playoff teams to get into. Okay. So we're not gonna stay on this topic too long. I'm gonna go on my little rant, but then but we got other stuff to cover too, man. We got thing is it's the Wild Wild West in the NFC. You got championship contenders in the NFC West. We got some crucial injuries that just happened with Michael Parsons and Patrick Mahomes. And also, we're going to talk about the AFC, new powers in the AFC now. Is this Josh Allen's 1 year where he might be able to get it done? Or, possibly that window's closed. Maybe the talent has caught up with him. The younger guys may have caught up with him. So, we're going to talk about all of that, man.
It's a change of the guard.
It's a change of the guard for real, man. I don't know. Is it? Or is this Josh Allen's chance? We'll see, man. That was an impressive comeback that he made in that Patriots game. I thought they were, it looked like the Patriots were going to win that one, man. They were pretty dominant there, but, it was a comeback. But anyway, all right, man, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with the let me go ahead and get this out of the way, man. So Cowboys play the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football. They lost to the Vikings, effectively being eliminated from wild card contention.
Mathematically eliminated from wild card contention. They have a 0.5% chance of still making the playoffs, but it won't be through the wild card. The only way that the Cowboys can make the playoffs now is if they win out and the Philadelphia Eagles completely face plant. What's the likelihood of that happening? Either of those things. Me personally, I think they're highly unlikely. To be honest, Cowboys lost to the Vikings 26-34. It was another pathetic performance from the Dallas defense. Another pathetic coaching job from the defensive coordinator. It was just hard to watch, Keith, to be honest, man. I felt like 26 points, even though I wasn't, I'm not absolving Shotty in this, man, because I didn't like the conservative play calling down the stretch to try to set up the kick. I don't like that method of an offense because that method is not effective unless you have a good defense. You don't rely on your kicker unless you got a good defense, because that means your defense is going to get some stops and your defense is going to stop the other team from getting 7.
Exactly. So I didn't like that approach, you know what I mean? But 26 points should have beaten the Minnesota Vikings. They haven't been that great all year, You want
me to read what you texted me right before the game?
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, go ahead, read that.
Everyone picking us, we might lose. Bruh, that secondary isn't stopping Jefferson. This might be a shootout. Now, it wasn't Jefferson that got crazy involved, but everybody else. Naylor went crazy.
Yep. Addison had a big catch. But it's just
clear-cut team is around. Yeah.
Then he's talking about
undefeated lifestyle. Thanks for showing up, dog.
Oh, thanks for checking in, man. Thanks for checking in, man. You're a part of the mob today. Part of the mob. Make sure to like and subscribe too, man. Lock in with us. But yeah, man. It was just rough to look at, man, because it's like, look, if you got a defense, they can't get a stop, and I'm just sick of seeing it, man. The scheme doesn't work. What did I always keep? What I always tell you that I like about what Kyle Shanahan is doing this year? What have I been telling you as far as him as a coordinator?
I forgot.
I told you I love how Kyle Shanahan can, no matter whatever the talent, the skill set is of his players, he can plug them in. He can plug his players in and make the best out of them, bring the best out of the player.
That's right.
Matt Eberflus does not have that ability. He has a bunch of coverage players in the secondary, and he's forcing them into this weak ass cover 3 that he runs, where everybody seems to be wide open.
Right.
So I mean, you improved in the front, but I mean everything behind it. I mean, some of it is on the players, man. Like Keith Murray. I mean, what's his name? Kenneth Murray. Kenneth Murray,
the linebacker.
Number 59. Oh my God!
Did you see that play?
Oh my! You saw the one at the goal line where he just ran through an open gap to tackle nobody, dude. He had it. They could. I don't know if anyone has put one together yet, but you can create a whole blooper reel of this guy. He does that type of stuff all the time. Logan Wilson came in. He was supposed to help solve that, but he's just not very fast. Kenneth Murray is an athlete, you know what I mean? But he's just not an intelligent football player, And part of that is on, the linebacker coach, I would say, but it's just pathetic to watch, man. I mean, I'm saying? I would give DeRon. I got to give DeRon Bland credit. DeRon Bland, for the most part, locked up Jefferson. Yeah, he locked him down for the most part, because he's one of those guys that play better in press coverage. You allow him to press, he's gonna, he'll lock it in. This man led the league in pick sixes. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think the guys are just not set up for success.
And it seems like McCarthy is allergic to throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson for whatever reason. But I will say he played good defense. And to your point, your defensive coordinator is the exact opposite of Shanahan when it comes to it. It's like nobody's going to be in proper position. And sometimes when I'm watching it, like when that guy, because part of watching film is gaining those tendencies, right?
Yep.
And so when what's his name? Williams, 59?
Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray. When he's jumping in the wrong holes, I'm like, are they watching film? Like, but now schematically, if you asked me before the game, I would expect O'Connell to out scheme Eberflus.
No, absolutely. Because I mean, he's from that tree, right?
Yeah, he's a McVay guy.
Yep. So it all, McVay, O'Connell, Shanahan, you know what I'm saying? It all runs. Yep, right. Yep. What up, Neek? What up? We got a few Philly fans in here, man.
We do.
We got a few Philly fans in here, man. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna segue from this to that. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about that. But yeah, man, it's I mean, I told you this back when they were 3-5, 3-5-1, man. I predicted them going 8-8-1 for the season. This was before the Quentin Williams trade, before they went on a little 3-game win streak, hype train.
Talk about that. As soon as Williams went out, that middle was open as the Red Sea.
Wide open, man. And, he helped a lot. He did him. He met, because it's not really about him. What he's doing is about the attention he attracts. You know what I mean? He draws double teams, and he makes it, easier for guys like your, Jadeveon Clowney, who's a mercenary, going in there getting, or the young bruh, Ezaraku, bruh from Boston College. Yes. So, it's he opens things up for other people, and that defensive line did improve, especially stopping the run. But they still weren't getting a lot of pressure. I feel like JJ McCarthy was comfortable, man. And the more comfortable he got, the more confidence he got. Even enough to go in there and do his little gritty into the end zone. Like, this guy has been pretty much the butt of several jokes and memes for the majority of the season, and now he in here in Dallas doing the gritty. So it's just it's just tough to watch, man. But a change has to be had. And I said 8-8-1 because look, if you don't have balance on both sides of the ball, then you're a 50-50 team. So you're going to end up with a 50-50 record. That's what I mean? You're going to have a 500 record. Their record will, it will reflect what this team was. It was a team that had an offense that could hang with anybody, but had a defense that would let anybody score on them. So, but they do have draft picks to address certain things. They do, they will have options in the offseason. Hopefully they fire Eberflus. I hope they don't retain him because I don't think his ways are going to change. But we shall see, man. We shall see. What's that? Wi-Fi said Shanahan needs to figure out how to stop beating himself. How you feel about that, Keith?
Well, I feel like if you're talking about the Super Bowl, that's correct. I mean, he's won at every other level. So,
right.
Yeah, of course, he's not a perfect coach. There's games as a 49ers fan where I'm frustrated in some sequences. But I'll say throughout the course of the game, I am more confident that he's going to figure it out.
Well, you know what I always say about Shanahan when it comes to Super Bowls or anything else. What's that nickname I got for him, Keith? Coach Runner-Up.
That's right.
Coach Runner-Up, man. He's always the second best. He has a house. I bet he grew up with a house full of silver medals, man. He just got a bunch of second place trophies.
Because he grew up with a Super Bowl winning dad.
His dad has first place trophies. I'm talking about him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're not talking about Mike.
Damn, I like this one. Shanahan is like a masseuse minus the happy ending.
Just leaves you hanging, man. Just leaves you with blue ball.
Dallas, fire the GM. Yeah, you got to fire the owner. That's not happening.
Yeah, it's fire the GM. Nah, he's not firing himself. I will say, man, this is one of Jerry's more impressive seasons in terms of like making decisions for the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought it was very well played in how he got out of the Michael Parsons situation. They're still, and then, these are moves mostly for next year. I don't think this was a pleasant surprise that they made the run that they did. And then, to your point last week, Keith, when you really reflect on the run that Dallas made, who did they really beat? They caught Philly when they were, they caught Philly slipping when they were not mentally ingratiated with the game. You know what I mean? And we were down 21 points to them in the first half. I was at that game. It was quiet. We were real quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember you at that game.
Yeah, we were in there. Well, we weren't as quiet as Philly was when we came back, but we were in there like it was tough. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, this can't be happening again. You know what I mean? But that comeback was insane. The energy was crazy. But then, we came back on them, and then we beat Kansas City, who we see what they are now. So when you really break it down, it was a three-game winning streak over the Raiders, who might be the worst team in the NFL, and a struggling Philly team at the time, and the freaking Kansas City Chiefs, who are a shell of themselves.
And who's to say Philly's all the way back? They won wins against the Raiders. And now that might have got them back right, but we'll still see how they end these last three games.
It was a get right game that they needed, but
they did, yeah.
They needed
and they got right. They got right. Those games are 4.
They did. There were good things you could take away from that game for them. I think they're finally getting Saquon loose a little bit. Will that carry over to a better defense? Not sure. The offense
haven't Carter and Smith been kind of hurt?
Carter has been out. Yeah. I mean, well, he was out this past game, and I think he might be out the next game. I'm not sure. One of these Philly fans could probably verify that. But yeah, he was out, of that game. They didn't really need him. But it's tough. We got, what do you say? As a Philly fan, I feel like it's great for morale and momentum, but we not back until we beat a team that isn't. Yeah.
You mean that is something, right?
It is. Right. No, I mean, I think sometimes you need a get right game though, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know he was out the last game with that shoulder. Didn't he have a procedure done on it too?
Yeah. I know he was out this last game. I don't know if what I was checking to verify was he's going to be out the next game. I don't know if he's going to be how long he's out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know.
They said the procedure was for the playoff push because you remember you being hype after that game and was talking about how that rookie was kind of bullying Jalen Carter a little bit.
Oh, Tyler Booker?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And so, when he immediately went and got that shoulder surgery, it was like, not discrediting that you still play what's on the field, right? Like,
right.
But, your shoulders have a lot to do with your leverage at that position.
I would buy into that, Keith.
Yeah.
If I didn't see him do the same thing to Chris Jones the next week.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a rookie basically pinning up Jalen Carter and Chris Jones in consecutive weeks. That's no small task.
Right.
You know what I mean? But to your point, that could have played a part in Jalen Carter, situation. And Chris Jones is just, he's aging. You know what I mean? He's not quite what he used to be. So,
but the last couple of games, he played pretty good for Kansas City. It was everybody else that
he did. One thing, because we got Philly fans in here, man. One thing y'all can definitely hang y'all hat on, man. Y'all's defense is legit. You know what I mean? Y'all defense is playing like a Super Bowl defense. You know what I mean? In every phase,
they can figure out their offense. They're in play to win it.
Their offense. I'm not a Philly fan, man, but I watch them. I have secondhand frustration watching that offense because I'm like, how do you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you know what I'm saying? How are you running these plays that are not like we talked about? Matt Eberflus not setting his players up for success.
That's right.
Yo, that coordinator they got, he's been on that staff, for years, so he knows what Jalen Hurts' strengths are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So why are you not playing more into his strengths? Why are you not setting up the run game more? Because that's how they operated. They've operated through the run. I get it. Their offensive line isn't what it used to be, but they've operated through the run to set up the pass. And you got arguably two number one receivers on your team. And it seems like every time, aside from AJ Brown dropping that touchdown pass the other week, it seems like every time the ball is thrown to AJ Brown, something positive happens. Why do you go away from it? You know what I'm saying? It's just, but I mean, I guess it's going to be interesting down the stretch, but I still don't look at them the way I look at the Rams or even the Seahawks right now, or, I mean, even y'all to an extent, the 49ers.
What about it?
In terms of how they match up?
I feel like coaching-wise, we match up. We might have the best coaching in football right now between Salah and Shanahan. I don't feel it talent-wise that we match up with Philly. If they can get there, because even though I trust Shanahan, I like their defense. I like their defensive personnel better and their offensive personnel better. I don't like their coaching better, but Fangio is a good coach. I just don't think a lot of what's his name for Philly, the offensive coordinator.
If Philly fans know his name, I forget his name all the time because he's been, it's been pretty bad, man. I mean, undefeated lifestyle. To his point, that the O-line really is. I mean, I talked about this last week too, Keith.
Right.
The O-line is a significant factor in how they've regressed, and then also people have been hard on Saquon. I mean, I've been one of them because when I saw him in person, It looked like he was giving himself up on some runs
Right.
in that Dallas game. But I mean, the man ran for 2,000 yards last year, man, and they went all the way to the Super Bowl, man. He's got miles on him. He's probably, it takes a while to, I mean, you got to come down from that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of miles on a person.
Yeah, it's Patullo, OC.
Kevin Patullo. Yeah. I couldn't get his name out.
As a coaching matchup, I like Robert Saleh going up against Patullo, but we don't have the personnel anymore. We don't have our best run stopper. We don't have Bosa, our best pass rusher, and we don't have our best linebacker.
But that hasn't stopped y'all all season. I mean, look.
It has against good teams. I'm going to be real with you.
Y'all beat the Rams, though.
We did beat the Rams. We had Warner when we beat the Rams, too.
Y'all beat Seattle.
We had Warner and Bosa the first game.
Okay.
That was week 1.
Fair point. I mean, the Eagles, talent-wise, they're probably the best team in football. If you really break down their talent.
Now that your man has went down, it's neck and neck with the Rams.
Yeah,
because I know Jalen is really. I still like Matt Stafford better than Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah. Well, we called it on Matt Stafford. During the summer,
we did.
We called the Matt Stafford thing. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. We predicted Matthew Stafford having a big year, and that we always said that he was the best quarterback in the NFC.
We skipped this one. I want to go back to that. Well, first this one. The Niners need to reload. They've lost too many key players on defense and need some receivers. Okay, I like how you say reload. I say retool. I think that's the same thing because it's not necessarily rebuilding. Like we don't need to start over and cut from scratch. And I think if we had Warner, Bosa, and some of those guys, we would be looked at and talked about a lot more in the contender mode. You know what I mean? But I don't hate our receivers. Juwan Jennings, 6 touchdowns the last 6 games. Pearsall had 96 yards receiving. Kittle, I count as a receiver. And McCaffrey is a receiver / I like our team. To your point, we need to draft better this year coming up. Maybe acquire some free agents. We open up the pocketbook a little bit now that we don't have the Ayuk contract. If we are able to avoid it, I still think there's some drama to go along with that. But I actually like what they've done this year, and I feel like if we were more healthy, I know no team is 100% healthy when you come here when you get to this part of the season.
Nobody's bad, y'all.
But for us, that our first 6 weeks of the season was all injuries. And so I like what they're doing, and I think Shanahan's already shown. I went to the Super Bowl 2019. I'm back in the Super Bowl. Like, he's shown that he can retool on the fly while still being a very competitive team. So I kind of agree with that. And I also agree with this, even though things would have to go right for us to get there because, like he says, no Mahomes. And if we were healthy, I would say that's what I've said throughout all our shows, right? It kind of bothers me that we're as injured as we are because this is the year to try to go get one. No Lamar, no Mahomes. Like you said, no excuses for Josh. We'll get into some of that. But there's no boogeyman. Like you said, Philly and LA probably the 2 most talented teams. But nobody's going to be scared to strap it up and go in there and play against those boys. So,
I think where y'all are a reload – I would say the good thing about y'all is a lot of your, to your point, a lot of your solutions are on the team. They're just injured. You know what I mean? They're there. They're just injured. Only thing y'all need to reload on is your damn training staff with all these damn injuries on your team. That's what y'all need to reload is a new training staff. So because it can't be. Look, I'm sorry, man. It's just too freaky that everybody on your team getting injured, man.
It ain't even like a sprained ankle injury. We get injured ACL. Smashed ankle. I mean, it's like career altering. Like it's not like, oh man, he got a stinger. It's 2 weeks. No, our guys out. Our first round pick out for the season.
Career threatening injuries.
And here's the thing: you can't trust the training staff because you know what? I don't know if you saw what happened with Bosa when he went out of the game. He was nodding his head up to his parents in the stands. It ain't good. But they said the staff on the sideline was telling him he was fine. This is a dude who's torn his ACL multiple times. He knows what it feels like. And to your point, that's a fireable. If you don't pay guys 30-something million a year to not medically take care of them, you know what I mean?
Exactly. The only thing the training staff has done good this year is that y'all have kept Christian McCaffrey healthy for the first time, seemingly forever.
Somebody said Christian McCaffrey probably like the Monstars, like he took everybody else's health.
Yeah. That might, you know what? That's pretty good. Was that Philly is showing absolutely no creativity on offense. I feel like our heads got too big from last season.
I feel like y'all have no continuity at the coordinator position on offense, which is, to me, why you'll see year in, year out that Shanahan or McVay or Andy Reid is usually there because they're offensive, regardless of who. And Spags was such a bad defensive coordinator that they will never lose him as a head coach. So I don't know. Maybe it's some of that. I think maybe some of it's chemistry.
You mean vice versa?
What you mean?
Like you said, he was such a bad. You mean he was a bad head coach?
Yeah, Spags was such a bad head coach. He'll never get hired anywhere else.
Right.
And so that helps Kansas City.
Right.
You guys think Jalen is feeling himself like Russ was in Seattle, and now they're going away from what was working because of his ego?
I don't think it's all Jalen. You know what I mean? I think he's getting blamed.
I feel like has a big ego, Brown. But I think they're making it happen. Look, guys don't always like each other and get along. I don't think Jalen is quite as, I don't want to use the term weird, but Russell definitely comes off like
standoffish,
isolated. Like when you say Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman say they have to call his representation to talk to him. That's like, I don't think Jalen Hurts is quite like that. You know what I mean?
Jalen ain't trying to party with you though. You know what I mean? He didn't want to go to the parade.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
And you actually want that in a quarterback. I would rather you be on the side of I'm not partying than you be party animal.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's as you know, without chemistry, we can't run or pass. Just needed that get back. I don't know. We're gonna see, man. I honestly think
who they got? They got Washington twice still?
Yeah, they got Washington, then the Bills, and then Washington again.
Okay. Well, that was the next question. What's up, Buzzy? Can the Eagles beat the Bills?
Yes. Yes. In fact, you know what? I think, to be honest, I think they're gonna lose one of the Washington games, and they might actually beat the Bills. I think most people think that they will lose to the Bills and win both Washington games. I think they're gonna split with Washington and beat the Bills. Because one thing I've noticed that Philly does also is they play up and down to their competition.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, they might lose to Washington on some fluke stuff, but then like beat the Bills with a blocked field goal or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely.
Marcus Mariota is gonna pop Philly one time.
So yeah, look, Mariota, man, say what you want to, man. Every now and again, he had these like turn up games where he just go crazy on you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now I think they'll split with Washington, and I think they'll beat Buffalo. I think they're gonna play up to Buffalo, and it's gonna be a competitive game. And I think AJ Brown gonna snap. I think Devontae Smith gonna get in one. Saquon might break loose. Who knows? It looks like he's getting better at least in the last game or so. So, I mean, even though I think his biggest run though was like a trick. It was like a fake tush push.
Right.
I think it was like 56 yards he ran. But whatever gets him back in the flow, I guess. Seahawks and 49ers are pretenders. Woo!
You know what? I agree.
You do?
I agree.
We
haven't beat a team of substance since week 5. I'm big on schedule, so all those wins count. But
I had a cake schedule.
With Seattle, I do not trust Sam Bradford.
You don't trust who?
Sam Bradford, Sam Darnold.
Look, same thing.
Same difference.
Not Sam Bradford.
My Philly fans know who Sam Bradford is.
I would say, yeah, the Philly fans remember him quite vividly. They gave him that nickname Sam Badford.
So I would put us, if I'm looking at all the NFC, I you know what? To be determined. What do you think about Chicago?
Chicago?
Yeah.
I like Chicago, man. I was impressed.
And you see what they did to Philly.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was impressed with them against the Green Bay Packers too. I felt like that was one of those games that could have went either way. For them to go to Green Bay, you know what I mean? And to hang with them like that. I think they will beat them when they play them again. I think they play them again. What is it, this week, next week?
So Monday night we have the Colts.
Y'all got the Colts Monday.
Then we have Chicago. Then we have Seattle again.
And y'all end the season with Seattle.
If we go 2-1-ish, definitely if we win out, I think we're contenders.
I think the Colts are pretenders.
I do too. That's why Phillip Rivers is starting. They're starting.
Exactly. I thought they were pretenders before Daniel Jones went down.
I don't think you. Look, I didn't really know what to think of the AFC. Do I still think highly of Denver and New England? I don't know.
Well, you see the Colts. They were like number one for a while, and now they're like on the outside looking in. They're in the hunt right now. You know what I mean? And they have a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers.
Right. So undefeated. And my concern with the Niners O-line, that's actually been a bright spot this year, which is usually a weakness. I'm concerned in the future because I don't know how much longer we're going to keep Trent Williams. But Colton McKivitz has stepped up. Him and Trent are two of the top 10 rated linemen in the league. Purdy got hit a couple of times. It just depends. Like against that Houston defense, it depends on who we're going against. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we'd want to see that Philly defensive line. I trust Shanahan to try to scheme some of those things up because offensive line has never really been like one of our strong suits or strengths, if I could say that. But the things I'm concerned about, they've actually been better in pass protection than run blocking, which that's not really a Shanahan thing, Yes, our rushing is at the bottom of the league. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. McCaffrey's at 3.3 yards a carry, something like that, the lowest of his career. But he's pass catching a lot.
He's catching a lot out of the backfield, right?
Yeah, he's able to manufacture. If he was just playing running back, he would be washed.
Yeah.
But
he's always been that type of running back, though. You know what I mean? That you can trust. He can play the slot.
He can play the slot. It sounds crazy, and I don't know how open Christian would be to it. I would be open to drafting a running back and let Christian play his last 3 years in the slot.
Maybe. I mean, it would take more of it would take more beating off of him. You know what I mean? More wear and tear off of him.
Yeah, but he probably want that ball. He's used to getting that ball by hook or crook. If I ain't getting it running, then I'll get it. Like, what did he have last game? 22 rushes for 72 yards. Rushing touch. I mean, I don't know if that's an old line or scheme. It's just the running game is not working this year. To your point, it's not what the Shanahan staple has been. And I don't know if that's opening up lanes in the pass game. If teams are just selling out to stop the run, because the pass game has still been on point. Niners and Lions have the worst injuries that are hurting their teams. I mean, Green Bay got Kraft went down, Micah. I don't know. I guess the Chiefs are out of contention, but it doesn't matter. But I wouldn't like to have my quarterback go down. I feel like everybody hurt.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Jalen is not feeling himself. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue.
He was close.
He was at the, yeah.
He was close. The only reason I know is I went and looked it up because Kansas City has beat us twice in the Super Bowl, and I'm like, everybody keeps hiring all our coaches from McDaniel to Salah to DeMeco Ryans. I'm like, how is Spags able to stay in Kansas City after winning all these Super Bowls? Then I went back and looked at his head coaching record, and yes, it was bad. Go back and Google it, man. It is terrible. He will never get hired to be a head coach ever again. He's a lifetime coordinator. But we can do that to go to our next topic. Let's stay there since we're there.
Wow, NFC West. So you got three playoff teams in the NFC West right now, and all three of them are viewed as Super Bowl contenders. So who do we trust more? Well, we know who we trust the most, probably the Rams. But do we give the 49ers or do we give the Seattle Seahawks a chance to overtake the Rams?
Yes. Because the thing about with San Francisco is we hold the tiebreakers over both those teams. So whoever loses Thursday, we will be because they'll still have one more win. If whoever loses Thursday and we win Monday, I'm sorry, we play Monday night, we would take second place in the division. Or if Seattle wins, we would be in first place in the division.
So, is the number one seed?
You finish.
Go ahead.
Hey, crazy Niner Nation that's in the comments. We have to cheer for Seattle on this Thursday.
Oh, y'all do? Yeah, tomorrow.
We have to cheer for Seattle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have the same record. Y'all are what, one game behind? They're both 11-3, and y'all are 10-4.
Correct. So whoever loses, if we win, we pass. If the Rams lose, and so they'll be what, 11-4.
Mm-hmm.
We win, we're 11-4, and Seattle will be 12-3, right?
Yep. And y'all play them at the end of the season.
But we control our own destiny. So yes. If Seattle wins, we control our own destiny. If the Rams win, I feel like they wrap it up because their last two games is like Arizona and the Raiders or something crazy. I don't know.
Do we know what Devontae Adams' status is? He got hurt in the last game.
Hamstring. He's not playing this week, so I feel like they might shut him down to the playoffs.
Probably need to.
Yeah.
That makes the matchup interesting because he's been leading the team in touchdowns. Well, touchdown catches.
Yeah, he's been a crazy red zone target for them.
Right. So we say the problem with Chicago is the same with Seattle. You can't trust the QB play.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think who do you trust more? Do you trust Caleb or Sam Bat? No, I'm just playing. Sam Darnold.
I don't trust anybody that sees ghosts. I mean, and then the last Rams game, he threw 4 picks, my guy. At least Caleb, I can say, he's young. Maybe he got a couple years. I trust Ben Johnson as a coordinator more than whoever they got in Seattle. I trust Caleb more than Sam Darnold. I mean Bradford. I mean Darnold.
We were making fun of him, man. He's gonna make us eat our words tomorrow. You need him to turn up tomorrow, though. You need him to be that guy.
I need him to turn up. I needed him to turn up last time. He threw 4 picks and only lost by like a field goal.
Yeah.
Like that game was winnable for them. But if the Rams win, they're probably going to be the number 1 seed. Like it's a wrap. Like tomorrow is it for everything.
Yeah. I think Caleb Williams has taken a huge step forward. You know what I mean?
He has, or
he has. I mean, I think his confidence is up under Ben Johnson.
Right.
I mean, you can see a difference. I mean, but at the same time, it's like he still has those tendencies that he needs to shake off. The tendency to do way too much. You know what I mean?
That touchdown pass to DJ Moore. Whew.
Man, that was nasty. But it's like you kind of get a high and you get an extreme high, and sometimes you get extreme lows with him. But I mean, it just goes along the territory. I think he'll learn as he goes. But I mean, he's definitely dynamic. I mean, he's definitely an athlete and fun to watch,
Right.
highly entertaining. But I think their defense is and getting those takeaways, and what they've been doing out there. That's what's been the key, especially with Al Harris on the staff. What's that?
Hey, I agree. But look, we can't. Okay, so you gonna cheer for the Rams, or are you just gonna watch the game and be like, okay, whatever happens, happens? I'm trying to at least do what's in the best interest for Niner gang. Although I see them as pretenders, I still see a path for the 49ers getting to the Super Bowl. The NFC is wide open. I agree with that wholeheartedly. He thinks Denver or the Patriots are Super Bowl champs this year.
I think y'all are capable of beating anybody, really. I think, to your point earlier, what it boils down to is, can y'all match these teams talent for talent? At the end of the day, it becomes down to who has the best players available. You know what I mean? Can y'all stay with those teams? But I think you guys have a different temperament this year. I mean, I love like how it seems like a true next man up mentality with the Niners this year.
I agree.
So, they display a level of toughness to where you feel like that, feel like y'all can beat anybody. I feel like they feel like they can beat anybody, man. Especially when y'all have my boy, who?
Mac Jones.
I still think Mac Jones is better than Brock Purdy, but man, what do I know? I'm a Cowboys fan.
I saw some of why he's not. Yeah. I think he runs the off. Put it like this: he doesn't make any plays happen above the X's and O's like Brock does. I do think he plays on time a little better.
But you think that's a continuity thing? Like Brock Purdy's been playing with Shanahan and his system a lot longer. I mean, he's pretty much been made by Shanahan's system. He's tailor-made, by Shanahan's system. That's been his career. Mac came from a different system and came to learn, Shanahan. You think if you had Mac Jones starting for a couple of years, do you think he would be able to adjust the way Brock Purdy has?
No, I don't think he's athletic enough, but I do think his arm is stronger. Mm-hmm. And I do think he plays on time, maybe a little better. Like the ball seems to come out a little quicker. You know what I mean? Like there are things he does better than Brock. And to your point, I think it's personal preference. He beat the Rams, not Brock.
Right.
Now, Brock did beat Seattle, but, that's a scenario you get on the Rams. You got to get on their ass early. Like we jumped up on them 14-0 before the game even started. And they were playing catch up the rest of the game. Now they did catch up. And so that is a thing, Mm-hmm. But to your point, I want to know how Devontae and what do you think, man? You think that that the hamstring injury can linger throughout the rest of the year?
Hamstrings and calves definitely linger, just from experience. But I mean, I think they should definitely rest him. They have talent on that team, man. They can rest him. I think Puka Nacua, we know him. He's dynamic, of course. They got some other guys out there too. They've developed a two-headed monster in the run game with Kyron Williams and
Corum.
So they kind of got like a 1-2 punch. Not as good as Detroit's 1-2 punch, but it's kind of reminds you of that. But yeah, I think they can survive without him and for a couple of games and letting him rest that. It's not something you want to press. They might play him. He might be on a snap count,
Right.
Maybe they won't have him running a lot of routes. Maybe they'll just save him for the goal line,
right.
The goal line plays or the red zone plays. So he's not, having to get up and down the field as much. That's really where the hamstring gets you, is when your takeoff and your
Right.
sprint. But no, I think I mean they're set up to where they can last a little while without him.
I agree. What do you think about? Let's go ahead and segue to the next subject since we're talking injuries, right?
Right.
Crucial injuries between Mahomes and Parsons.
Yeah. I saw somebody asked me which one did I think will have the most long-term effect
Right.
on their team. The short term, the obvious answer is Michael Parsons, because the Chiefs were out of the playoffs anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they weren't going anywhere this season anyway. But long term, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's really like it's really it sucks, man. You know what I mean? That you got, because I mean, you were looking forward to the competition the Green Bay was going to present. You know, they don't have anybody as fast. I mean, you know, Rashawn Gary's good, but he's nowhere near as fast as Micah. You see you see Gary chasing down the quarterback in the backfield. It doesn't look the way it does with Micah. No quarterback is getting away from Micah. You know what I mean?
Right. Lamar in his prime.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like nobody's getting away from him, you know. So they're not going to have that speedy pressure that they had before. You know, but I think it's going to be crucial. I think it's a downer for Green Bay, especially with them still having to play Chicago again, and they're still fighting for the division. But what do you think?
I think so. Let's segue to the what you were talking about, RG3. What are your thoughts on both of these players sitting all of next year? Like, I'll tap in on that. I think you're seeing it be more of an 8-month injury, 9-month injury than a full year and a half than what we grew up with 15, 20 years ago, you know? And I don't know to the extent of the tear, what needs to be repaired, like all that. To your point that playing an explosive position is a lot different than playing quarterback.
Yep.
So I don't think there's a chance that Mahomes is going to try to sit out next year. I don't think Micah should sit out the full year because it's December, but I would say Thanksgiving.
Okay. Just for context, for everybody, what Keith's referring to, the RG3. RG3 made a comment, posted a comment rather, suggesting that based on his own experience, what he went through in Washington, he said that if he had to give them any advice, he would tell both of them to sit the entire season, sit the entire next season out, use the entire next season to heal. So that's basically what we're talking about now. It's like, you know, what is, you know, what would be the timetable for that? And to what you were referring to, Keith, from what you and I talked about earlier offline. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes, I don't think it'll be, you know, because I know you pointed out that, you know, technology is different than what it was. What was that, 15 years ago when he got that RG3 got hurt? You know, medical technology is way different. People are recovering from these injuries a lot faster. I just think that even if you come back within 7 to 8 months, I think Mahomes will be okay, because he's not like he scrambles, but that's not the main part of his game. But with Micah, with his entire game being predicated on his speed and burst, you know, and then fighting through linemen at the same time, it's like, do you really want to risk him having a lingering injury for the entire season because he's being rushed back? Would it be more beneficial for him to sit out a season? You know, it's just, you know, but you know, at the same time, the money issue comes up. He just got paid a lot of money, so the ownership, they're going. I mean, I know they're publicly owned, the Green Bay Packers are, but you know, there'll be pressure to get him back out there because all the money he was paid. But I don't know. It was interesting, man. See, what does the mob think? See, I can see Mahomes doing a comeback like Burrow did a few years ago and playing with a knee brace till he feels comfortable.
It makes sense to me. I don't see Mahomes sitting out a full season. That is not going to happen.
Now, and I don't think he needs to. I think like out of the two of them, I would say Micah more so.
Right.
I don't, I personally don't think either one of them should sit out a full season, but I can understand someone saying Micah should, is what I'm saying.
I would say NFC Championship or Super Bowl, sit out the next year.
Right.
Once you get in the mid to late January, another month from now, go ahead and wrap that up.
Right. Exactly. But those injuries are devastating.
He already had surgery the very next day. I thought they were scheduling in January. You sure about that?
No, he did. He did. I got a notification about it. Like it was on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I think they already did the surgery.
Oh, I see it. It says Chiefs get called out over Patrick Mahomes' surgery choice.
So there's controversy around what him getting it done that fast or what?
Yes, I'll read it. After suffering, one NFL commentator is taking the Kansas City Chiefs to task for the handling of the Mahomes ACL LCL repair. So yeah, both. He tore his LCL and his ACL. After suffering the knee surgery and Sunday's loss to the Chargers, Mahomes reportedly had surgery the very next day. However, the handled by the Chiefs' own medical staff, but rather a surgeon employed by the Dallas Cowboys. That led to a pretty lengthy rant from Craig Carton, who didn't hesitate to call the team out on his Tuesday show. You're telling me that Pat Mahomes has such little faith and trust in the Chiefs' medical staff that when they first came back with the MRI and said it's a torn ACL, he got on a plane, went to Dallas, had the Cowboys physician look at him, and had the Cowboys physician do the procedure. I hope I never get sick in Kansas City. That tells you all you need to know about how KC runs its franchise.
I get it.
I think that's salty milk there.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's Mahomes making a choice on his own.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think
Kelsey sit out with Mahomes. How long?
Right.
Like, Kelsey should go do the podcast and be on Amazon Prime. Or
hey man, why not, man? Look, Kelsey living a good life right now. But
the big question is, will Micah still have the same explosive ability after the injury? Not many have come back from this and have performed at high levels. Adrian Peterson was I would say Bosa performed at a high level off both his ACLs. Like he had really
different types of pass rushers though, Key.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you know how you and I, we always remember how we were comparing Micah and Myles Garrett. It was like, yo, they're completely different. Myles Garrett is, first of all, he's massive. He's gonna overpower you. You know what I mean? Micah doesn't play with power. He plays with finesse and speed. You know, he's kind of like a Von Miller type of player.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's, I think, to the point of DJ Spoonie's comment, it's just like, yo, he can't, like I was saying earlier, man, it's like his playing style is so predicated on his speed that I feel like it's not a horrible idea for him to sit out a whole season to recover if it's necessary.
Right.
You know what I mean? Can he still get the same explosion and burst that he had before? Said Mahomes needs to sit the season.
Look, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Is this some 49ers bias? We don't want him out there to talk. I think Mahomes can throw from the pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what he's saying right here. It's not uncommon for players to get a second evaluation from a different doctor and have their preferred doctor do the surgery.
Oh yeah, I was going to speak on that. I had lost my thought. He went back. I mean, he's from that area. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he's probably more familiar with the some of the providers.
Oh, yeah. He's from Texas. You're right.
Yeah. Texas, so he kind of went back home. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that played into it. I mean,
this might have been somebody who's done surgery on him in the past.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know, I mean, with them, I feel like that person was being very specific to the whole Kansas City. They were making it about Kansas City and the Dallas Cowboys doctor thing. I don't think it was necessarily about that. You know, he was just going back to where he was comfortable.
Reggie White was the best at finessing. I mean, Reggie White was power too.
Yeah, he was both. He was both.
On the injuries, or we want to stick there?
I think we're good on the injuries. I saw somebody say something about the Steelers.
He said 23 consecutive home wins.
23 consecutive home game wins on Monday Night Football. Who freaking cares? No. I'm just joking. I mean, look, man, I don't root against the Steelers. I don't have an issue with the Steelers. I know I'm supposed to, because the Cowboys' ancient rivalry that, you know, precedes my age. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's fun. But is it gonna save Mike Tomlin's job? That's that. I mean, ask yourself that question. Mike Tomlin needs playoff wins.
Right.
None of this other stuff matters. You know what I mean? The Steelers need to get past the first round of the playoffs. Do I think they will get past the first round of the playoffs? Let's break down the AFC landscape, because you know, I don't foresee right now the Ravens getting in. Do you think the Ravens are gonna overtake the Steelers?
No,
I don't either. So let's see how it breaks down. So who would they need to? The Steelers, they will be a division winner, so they would be like probably what, the 4th seed. But who's in the playoffs with them? The Patriots, the Bills. You know, you got the Jags and the Texans. And then in the AFC West, you got the Broncos and the Chargers. So out of all those teams that I just named, who do you think the Steelers would beat in the first round? Like, who do you think they would legitimately be able to beat the Steelers? Maybe the Jags?
In chat, I'm going to post the AFC playoff picture so you can see it fully. I don't think they will beat the Jags, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, when you really break it down, who do you favor the Steelers against in the field, in the AFC playoff field? That's where we get to with that. Great win Monday against the hapless Miami Dolphins. Somebody said nobody. Wi-Fi said nobody.
In my Keith, what's the singer's name? Nobody.
Keith Sweat.
In my Keith Sweat voice.
So I mean, I think you know, we're getting a lot. Look, we're getting a lot of. Buzzy said the Ravens beating the Steelers.
Did he?
I don't know about that right now. Ravens. Did you just enter the studio again? What is this?
Oh my God!
I'm confused. I'm seeing double. What the hell was that? I'm confused. But so you think the Steelers beating the Lions? No. Hold on, let me get a Steelers fan's opinion. Steelers can match up with any of the teams in the AFC if you really look at it. They probably won't be favored, but they can match up. So when you say they can match up, are we talking like on paper? Because on paper, I mean, y'all should have like the best defense in the NFL. You know what I mean? Y'all got like some certified, you know, Hall of Famers on your defense, you know, but they're playing like they're already in the Hall of Fame. Like they're not still in the NFL. You know? Man, Keith, you okay, man?
I'm good now.
Man, you got twins logging in. You logging out. Like, what's going on? Did you get replaced?
Mob. Go ahead. I thought I was
the real Keith. I don't trust you. It's like the movie Us
or Face Off, right?
Right. Man, but what do you think, Keith? What do you think about that? Who the Steelers can match up? He said, Kyrie said the Steelers can match up with any teams in the AFC. Like I said, I said that I think on paper they can, but I haven't seen that evident in the eye test.
Okay, so who's in right now? We got Broncos, the number 1 seed, right? Patriots, the number 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Jags, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, Texans. I would take them 7 out of those 7 teams. But they can match up with your boy, Herbert.
You know, hey man, Herbert was the GOAT for a week, man. I gave him 1 week. Hey, look, man. Hey, look, KY popping off for his Steelers, man. He said they weren't favored against Baltimore after the Buffalo game.
And yeah, but Mike Tomlin be having Lamar number.
Yeah, absolutely.
That divisional opponent thing really be going crazy.
Also, the Ravens aren't very good right now.
Bingo.
Steelers will finish 10-7. You're Kyrie, you're running away from the bigger point here. It doesn't matter what the record is when they finish. It's about when they finish in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Well, okay. As a Steelers fan, do you like Mike Tomlin still being your coach, or at what point is it time to reset?
We talked about him the firing chance a couple of weeks ago on the show, and I think we agreed that, man, it's at some point. I mean, he has to do what's best. You know, it might be best for him,
right,
to part ways. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of Mike Tomlin. I want him to succeed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But
it's like at some point you got to ask yourself, like, man, do I still want to be here doing this? You know?
Who you telling?
But who do they replace him with?
And that's always the thing.
You're gonna go get Mike McCarthy, who is from Pittsburgh?
No.
Who pretty much has like an identical resume almost to Mike Tomlin.
Minus the quarterback play.
That's where Mike Tomlin has the edge. Mike Tomlin, he hasn't had.
You mean McCarthy?
Huh?
You mean McCarthy has an edge?
No, I mean Mike Tomlin has an edge as a coach because he, out of the two of them, who had the better quarterbacks?
Mike McCarthy.
Exactly. Mike McCarthy had Aaron Rodgers, and he had Dak Prescott playing at an elite level. Mike Tomlin had Big Ben, and then who did he have after that? It's time to reset if he doesn't make changes and run a new style offense. Yeah, the offense, his selection of offensive coordinator has always been.
I like they trolling like hell.
Oh, hell. Oh, God, no. Man, you better pray that family is smart. Steelers fan, the owners of the Steelers, man, they like to have their coaches there forever. So they want somebody that's gonna be there for the long haul, I guess. But God, no. Yeah, he got fired out of Las Vegas for a reason. Just like he got fired from Philly. Philly fans, y'all remember when y'all had Chip Kelly? Do y'all remember that fast pace 3-and-out offense?
Yeah. He was 49er head coach for a year.
Oh, was he? Yeah, that's right. He was. I remember that. Did he run that offense with y'all too?
Yes.
He had he had DeMarco Murray running from sideline to sideline like he was Barry Sanders. Like, what? Did you watch any of DeMarco Murray's film?
It was crazy.
Like, yeah, that was that's a stain on Philly's resume there. But not to go off on that tangent, but the Steelers can beat the Chargers or I don't know about Houston in the wild card.
What are you saying? Due to it being in Pittsburgh.
If they were on the road, it would be different. Oh man, dog, Houston is probably
the team that you don't want to play.
Yeah, you don't want no parts of that. My God, that defense is something crazy special. Yeah, and then their offense is, I mean, CJ Stroud is playing with more confidence. They're starting to, find themselves. They're on a hot streak right now. So yeah, that's a team you want to avoid in the first round if you can. Chargers, I mean, I think the Steelers can beat the Chargers.
Right.
And especially in Pittsburgh. I give the Steelers a chance with that. You know what I mean? They have the better quarterback. They should have the better defense on paper, but I think Chargers might have the edge in the defense. Offensively, man, if you get DK Metcalf open, I mean, y'all are explosive, man. Kenneth Gainwell has been good for your running attack. He's revitalized his career. So, yeah, I think y'all could beat the Chargers. I'm not saying y'all can't beat teams. It's just the product we see on the field, what we've been seeing out of the Steelers all season, it doesn't look like a team that can compete with these AFC teams that are at the top of the conference. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Buzzy says the Ravens got cheated against the Steelers, not just that touchdown. That was some BS.
It was.
But the Rodgers catch, that was an interception. And the Ravens beat the Bengals. Yeah, they did. They smoked the Bengals. Shut them out.
Beat the Bengals.
Herbert is distracted. He's too busy piping down Madison Bear. Let me look up this Madison Bear.
Hey, man. They try to say the same thing about Josh Allen.
Oh, with old girl, she pregnant now.
I mean, congratulations.
Yeah,
he did the right thing. But he's doing fine, man. Justin Herbert, we give Justin Herbert a hard time on this show.
The fight going on in the comments. My man says, "Stop it, Buzzy." Rodgers caught it.
Oh man, we got two we got two mob bosses going head to head. Hey man, y'all, shout outs to the mob, man. Hey, make sure if you got anybody locking in, man, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we popping up. You never know when we pop up. We try to be here every Wednesday, but sometimes we on different days. So hit that notification button. That way you know when it's time for us to go. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all lock in. We definitely appreciate y'all. And hey, shout outs to the mob. Mob is deep nowadays. As y'all know, we hit the 700 mark last week, and we're almost at 800, man. So keep the momentum going, man. And shout outs to all those 760 whatever people that were watching us live across all the platforms last week, man. That was insane, But hey, just want to show love. But back to the topic at hand. So, we had a little jawing back and forth with a Ravens fan and a Steelers fan. Natural. But
we can stay in the AFC North.
Yeah, let's stay in the AFC North. So, man, we had was a not so great day for the Browns and Shador. It was one of those as I pull up the stats.
Shoot. I gotta put something up real quick.
Uh-oh. Commercial break. But yeah, no, it was a tough day. It was a tough day for Shador. Um, we we've been supporting him on the show. We've been a part of the whole movement of getting him, the starting role. But I mean, like I said, he had a rough day. And we're just trying to see, man, who do y'all think? So Keith, let me ask you first, man, who do you think is more responsible for what's going on or what happened in that last game? Do you put that more on Shador's performance, or do you feel like that was the Stefanski thing, or do you think it was a little combination of both?
I think Stefanski needs to get fired. I don't say he's purposely sabotaging Shador, but even when I've been through quarterback injuries as a Niner fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every practice, even as a third string, Brock got 2 or 3 reps with the starters as a third string. So when Trey Lance was starting at the beginning of the year, he got the starter reps. Backup reps went to Jimmy G, and then Purdy got those reps, and then so on and so forth. Once Lance got hurt, he get backup reps. For him to be your backup once you trade Joe Flacco and he gets no reps with the starters, I think is egregious. You know what I mean? And they said something like he had the wrong wristband, or they did. I don't know. It sounded like some Cleveland Brown shit, whatever it was. And so at this point, I'm looking at who's running the operation. And the operation does not look like it's running smoothly, and I would put that on the head coach. But here's the thing. Shador, they have not invested enough in him to not bring in competition for next year. He has to play well these last 3 games to come in maybe as the presumptive starter, because even if Stefanski is more at fault, nobody's going to care if they don't see him play well. So Stefanski does directly affect him as far as his career, what his career looks like as a Brown. And so, because who's to say they're not going to go out and draft more quarterbacks this offseason?
Right. So to your point about it, being on Stefanski and him getting fired, I'm going to bring this up. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I want to just bring this up to because I've heard other former athletes who are in the media speak on this. There's the notion that they talk about Shador and the treatment and him going in the game and not with a I mean, he went in that first game that he got put into. They didn't even know, the line didn't even know his cadence.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't know his cadence count. So he was in there just freestyling, essentially. You know what I mean? Like backyard street football. Right. But so, a lot of former athletes in the media, they say that, people say Shador's being treated unfairly, but he's actually being treated like where he was drafted.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, when somebody's a 5th round quarterback, I mean, they're a second quarterback taken in a draft and they're taking that late. A lot of the time they don't get reps with the first team,
right.
But the unique situation we have here with him is most of us agree that he should have never even fell that far in the draft to even be in this position. He's a unique situation when it comes to a 5th round quarterback. Mm-hmm. So it's like
let me ask you this. Right now, do you think he's outperformed his draft position yet?
I mean, I would say yes, but has Brock Purdy outperformed his draft position?
I mean, yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does outperforming your draft position look like?
Meaning, whether we agree with it or not, because I kind of on your side about giving Brock $50 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They decided to pay him,
right?
And so, obviously, the sample size isn't big enough for Shador to say that yet,
right?
But would we predict that he gets there? I don't know. He has a lot of work to do. I say that.
He does, but I mean, it's a small sample size. He hasn't had, what is this, like his 4th start?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a small sample size. We haven't seen enough yet to make an informed, I mean, we've seen the highlights You know what I mean? To know that he has the capability, he can get the ball downfield. You know, he's still a great passer. He's still as great a passer as he was on the college level. And he can push the ball downfield, which is something that what was the other guy before him? Gabriel. The guy before him couldn't, you know, he wasn't pushing the ball downfield. He was, you know, it was all, you know, dunks, you know what I mean? Dunk off. But it was you know, so we've seen his highlights, and then, but you know, I guess this topic broaches, you know, whether we saw a low light from him or do we see another example of inadequate coaching, you know, or him not having what he needs to succeed. There's a consensus of people who feel like he, people make excuses for him. A lot of it is, you know, people are kind of haters, you know, hating on him. But you know, where is that fine line? You know, where is, you know, and how do we hold him accountable for not receiving proper development? Do we find one of those guys like a Ben Johnson or like one of those quarterback whisperers? I mentioned Mike McCarthy earlier. Somebody like that who, you know, who's, you know, more inept with quarterbacks might not be a bad, you know, situation for him. You know what I mean, but I think at the end of the day, it's like what we all really want to see is him being set up to succeed, because it's all Stefanski has basically shown us and makes it look like he's sabotaging the guy.
Right.
And, you know, and we know that he wasn't his pick, you know, it was ownership.
Right. That's true.
Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, he said Shedeur has 100% outperformed his draft position. What 5th round pick gets a start their rookie season?
Ones that play behind a starter that gets hurt. I don't know who else. I mean, I don't think just because you're playing means you outperform your position.
Yeah.
Like, you still got to perform. So I can see what you're saying, but I mean, Brock got the chance to start as a rookie as a 7th round pick.
Right. Mr. Irrelevant.
So yeah,
that's what, and that goes back to what what I was asking before. Like, what is outperforming your position mean? When you see situation, the reason I use him as an example is for that very reason. He's Mr. Irrelevant. What is anything he could have done a lot less and still outperformed his
draft position? He could have done like Mac Jones, been the fill-in backup, waiting for the starter, and bam. Yep. Because Mac Jones is making $4 million this year and next year as a 49er. He will triple or quadruple that money after next year. Somebody's going to pay him $15-20 million. You agree?
No, absolutely.
To be like a stopgap or whatever. I look at what Justin Fields got. Mac Jones played better than him.
Yep.
You think Kevin O'Connell might not want to have Mac Jones right now?
Kevin O'Connell?
Yeah.
No, he would love to have Mac Jones.
It's what your man say, Mac Jones. Did you hear what he said in one of the press conferences?
Who?
Mac.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
I'm messing with you. Nah, what did he say?
He said it was the first time since he had been at Alabama. I guess Kyle told him in the huddle on the goal line, pretty much like, don't worry about it. I'm going to isolate Christian on a linebacker, and he's going to be open.
Oh. That's funny.
He said it was the first time since he was at Alabama that a situation like that occurred. He's like, nice. He said, in this formation, Christian's going to be man-to-man on a linebacker, so he's going to be open. And he's like, and he was open.
The beauty of having a dynamic running back, you know, who could play the slot. You know, the linebacker has to pick him up, and that's usually a losing formula. Right. But we said, did we skip that comment that was on the screen?
Oh, yeah, we did. As a Raiders fan, I read it in my mind. Sorry, DJ Spoonie. as a Raiders fan with weak QB class, he said he wouldn't mind them trading for Shadur. Let me ask you this as a Raiders fan. It's a lot of chatter going around about Max Crosby. Do you think it's time for you guys to move on from him and maybe pick up assets?
That's a good question. You think they need to pull a Jerry Jones?
I think. Do you think they could get more than what Dallas got from Micah?
I think Dallas could have got more than what they got for Micah.
Yeah.
But the Raiders need a lot more than a quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Trade him and get a whole bunch of assets.
I mean, Geno looked a lot better in Seattle than he did when he got to Las Vegas. Let me just say that.
Pete Carroll.
I mean, you also have respectfully, Pete Carroll, he's a Hall of Famer, but you also have the
thing that I hate.
You have the oldest coach. Is he the oldest in NFL history?
It's got to be close.
Yeah. He's up there.
I don't know how old he is. Marv Levy had to be pretty old.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But y'all, and then also you had glaring offensive line issues, among other things, and you chose to draft a running back in the first round of the freaking NFL draft. So I'm just saying, y'all have other issues other than court. I mean, it's crazy to say that, but it's like, I get it. Geno didn't have a good year.
Crazy. Raiders suck. Raiders should be in the UFL. Maybe see it. Damn, not even the CFL. My man said he would hate Max leaving, but yeah, y'all do need them picks. Yo, what is the UFL?
There's like,
I know the CFL. Is that like arena football?
No, you talking about the Canadian Football League. No, he's talking about because they had the XFL and the other one kind of merged or something. I don't know. They've had a few different ones. Yeah. It's hard to keep up with them.
Yeah.
I remember Dwayne Johnson was over one of them at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
He said the UFL is lit, though. He said Raiders are cooked. Crosby needs to get up out of there.
Yeah. No,
who do you get into it with on Sunday?
Huh?
Who do you get into it with on Sunday?
Who, Max?
Yeah.
Was it pregame?
No.
During the game, you got into it with an O lineman?
Let me see. I'm gonna try and find it. No, his own teammate.
Oh, his own teammate. Oh no, I didn't see that. I didn't see that, man. We don't get a lot of Raiders news down here.
Yeah. Hold on.
But nah, I didn't see that though. Man, they probably need to do what the Jets are doing. You know what I mean? The Jets kind of clean house and just collecting draft picks.
Yep.
Will the Raiders handle those draft picks better than I think the Jets will? Maybe. History has shown us that the Jets don't handle these situations very well. But, what we got here? Did he call him a hoe?
Yeah. Man's tired of losing.
Yo, I mean, sometimes you yell at teammates, especially when you're losing.
Year in, year out.
All the time, man. It's tough, man. You know what I mean? Shout outs to my pops, diehard Raiders fan. Came on the show and said that that we were gonna lose, that they were gonna beat Dallas. But yeah, let's see what did Kerry say about the Jets need to move to Toronto and start over. Franchise is horrendous. They got to.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say they started over. They have started over. I mean, they clean house. They got all these draft picks. Let's see what
I agree with this because this shows how crazy Cleveland is cursed. Because the Ravens are really just the Browns from 40 years ago.
What?
You know what I mean? Huh?
Which comment?
No, I'm saying when he said the Jets need to move to Toronto and start over, I think he's saying like the Jets need to move, change their name, and be a new team.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I got confused because you said the Browns were cursed. Okay. But
no, so I'm equating the Jets and the Browns.
Right.
And so maybe if the Jets go and change their name to whatever and move to a different location, they can get a whole new identity. But the Browns are still the Browns.
Some of them try to take credit for that Ravens championship
in 2000.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it was some Brown. Like Ray Lewis was a Brown, right?
Was he a part of that changeover?
I'm pretty sure he was. I think
he had like a Kevin Durant situation.
Yeah,
with, the Supersonic Thunder.
I could be wrong, but I think he was.
Ravens are the Browns. The Ravens are the Browns.
No, he was. He was selected by the Ravens. 1996. What year did they move?
Okay, so he did get drafted after.
Yes, he got drafted in 96. They left in 95. But I'm sure there was a couple of Browns left. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a couple of Browns players left on that 2000 team.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for this other fact check, Carrie, about the UFL. You were asking us questions earlier.
Yeah.
About the UFL. Yeah. So about the XFL, the merger.
NFL merger when? Back in the 70s, 60s with the first Super Bowl?
You talking about the AFL NFL merger?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. You taking me down. You got me over here a history lesson right quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These years aren't engraved in my skull at the moment.
I see what you're saying. The Browns' only Super Bowl win is the 2000 Ravens season. You're right. They try to claim it.
Yep. Where you getting which comments you reading?
30 years. Huh. Yep. Not sure I know any Jets fans.
Because I know we got people streaming on all platforms, man. No, we appreciate y'all support, man. Appreciate y'all locking in.
You want to go to the NBA Cup?
Hey, man, let's talk some NBA before we head out of here, man.
Yeah, let's do that.
We do, even though I want to ask people. I'm
gonna let you talk NBA.
You gonna let me talk NBA?
I'm still in the playoffs.
You still okay. Okay. I got you. Bet. So yeah, the Knicks won the prestigious NBA Cup last night.
Well, hold on. By the way, did you see that foolishness during the celebration?
Oh my God! Don't tell me you're gonna show the clip.
I ain't showing the clip.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to. What? So you talking about the Josh Hart thing, right?
I'm definitely talking about the Josh Hart situation.
So okay, so they over here celebrating winning the cup. Everybody holding the trophy up and all of that. And Josh Hart, his thought process is to I don't know if it was a pinch or a poke or whatever on Jalen Brunson's posterior. I like what I don't know what Josh Hart is a clown.
Straight up.
Yeah, I didn't understand. It seems I get it. You know, if people do crazy stuff in the locker room, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it just seems so out of place and so random, and then it went viral. What was the point? Look, nobody remembers the game anymore. Everybody's talking
I
about
have
that
been
now.
watching NBA basketball since 1988, 89, roughly. Never seen nothing like that in my life.
Nah, that was crazy. But the shout outs to the Knicks, I guess. Did we see was that a finals preview, or I don't think anybody so far what I've seen in the NBA, man, and I've been taking a gander at it. I haven't locked all the way in yet, to your point. I don't usually lock in all the way until like the after the All-Star break.
Right.
But from what I can see, man, I don't see any team that could beat the Thunder in a 7-game series.
I agree with that.
I don't see. I mean, they can go the distance with a couple of teams,
right?
But I don't see. You know, I don't see any realistic chance. Josh Hart doing his best. Oh man, no Diddy. Man,
what? I stopped watching. When you mean they hooked up, or when they stopped playing?
When they hooked up, maybe when they hooked up, maybe he's talking about when Shaq got he stopped when Shaq got traded, or when Shaq left the Magic. Is that what he mean?
Yeah. Clarify what you mean.
Yeah, because when they hooked up, Shaq was already there when Kobe got drafted.
They came the same year. Shaq came as a free agent the same year Kobe got drafted.
Agent, and then Kobe got drafted to the Charlotte Hornets, and then was traded. Jerry West pulled off a heist. Jerry West was the.
Well, did you hear what Orlando did with that situation?
Which situation?
With Shaq.
I probably have, but what are you referring to?
How the Lakers acquired him.
Oh yeah.
Right. When
tell the people.
What happened was, I guess they were going back and forth. He wanted to stay in Orlando. Obviously, Penny was still in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow the contract situation came up, and Orlando was like, "Nah, like we ain't paying no ball player $100-something million." And Jerry West was like, "Say less," pretty much. We do,
right?
Had the foresight. Like, I always respect Jerry West. Had the foresight to know. I mean, $100 million won't even get you like a 6-man anymore. Jesus.
Right.
So you can get Shaq for $100 million. You the Lakers. That was easy.
Nah, absolutely.
Oh, this was crazy. They did. Did you hear about what happened with the Tim Duncan situation?
Yeah, I remember. Once upon a time, I think I said this on the show before. Once upon a time, I was an Orlando Magic fan when I was younger.
Magic wasn't smart either. Magic was probably jealous.
He said Shaq wasn't worth the money. Well, yeah, I mean, Magic was responsible for getting LeBron to LA. That was his most recent contribution.
You really think so?
LeBron's not in LA without Magic's influence.
I think he wanted to go to LA for other reasons.
He did, but I think Magic recruited him for the most part. Everything else kind of came, as the off the court thing, but the basketball aspect, it was Magic's recruitment. Because he was taken aback when Magic left the organization. He wasn't happy. Remember?
Yeah.
So was that subtract California taxes? It evens out to Orlando money. Yeah, no state taxes in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, Buzzy wants to know where do we think the Greek Freak is going?
Knicks.
Yeah, I think the Knicks too. Some
Yo,
point.
wouldn't it be crazy if they found a way to get him in San Antonio?
They are. That I saw that. They have the assets to do it. They could do it. They got some young talent and some draft capital that they can send over there to Milwaukee.
OKC might fuck around. No, they're not gonna do it.
OKC, they don't need to.
They don't need to.
They got a lot of draft capital too. They're gonna keep just doing exactly what they've been doing.
That's right.
Once they got, they got SGA and they're just building around him with a bunch of non-household names that can play defense. It's like, their team is basically, it's like SGA, Chet, and a bunch of two-way players.
Right.
Really good two-way players. It's the makeup of their team. And they still have draft capital that they have at their disposal. So they can end up being a dynasty easily, man. They're already on track to get more wins than the 73 win Golden State Warriors.
And they're young.
Very young.
I was a Magic fan when I was a T-Mac fan when he played with the Magic.
Yeah. T-Mac.
I wish that they would have got Tim Duncan there. Or Grant Hill would have been healthy.
Grant Hill, yeah. The Magic probably would have at least had made more finals appearances if Grant Hill was ever healthy while T-Mac.
Conference finals.
Right. Definitely. You know what I mean?
I always feel like his is circumstantial that he never made it out of the first round. I just don't. He was a great player to me. Like
Grant Hill not being available to help him, like, contributed into his injuries, man. He was carrying that franchise on his back, literally. He had back problems. That's why I say that. Right. I mean, but man, anybody who remembers T-Mac was like, man, he was like a 6'8" Kobe. 6'9". You know what I mean? Like, he was a total package, man. He would take time. He wasn't the best defender at times, but offensively, man, I'll put him up there with any of the greats. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I might, what stands out to me was, when they played the Pistons that year, the Pistons won the championship and they played them in the first round and what were they up 3-1?
Yep.
They were up 3-1 and he was already.
Who was their coach?
Huh?
Who was their coach?
That was, who was coaching them that year? That was,
Doc Rivers.
No. Yeah. Doc Rivers was coaching Magic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who was coaching Detroit? Was it
Larry Brown?
Larry Brown, right? Yeah. Okay, I thought so. But yeah, that was Doc Rivers, man. Yeah, but I mean, you remember T-Mac was talking to the press and to a reporter, and he was already talking about the next round.
Yeah,
3-1, and it became bulletin board material.
Couldn't get it done. Man, what else you got, man?
That's it right now, man. The CFP in full effect this weekend.
Yes, college football playoff. We'll come back with stuff with that.
Yeah. We trying to lock in. We got a holiday next week. You know what I'm saying? Christmas. Man, are we gonna jump in on Tuesday? Y'all want to lock in with us on Tuesday? What's up?
Yeah, what y'all want to do?
You traveling on Tuesday, Keith?
I ain't going to travel till after Christmas.
Okay, man. Let's come back on Tuesday, man.
Hey, thanks to the mob.
Oh man, y'all are always appreciated. Shout out to the mob. Always pulling up. It's really great.
The Niner game.
Yo, man, my Miami Hurricanes.
The Cowboys fan. Look,
what is the laughter for? I don't understand what's funny. Hey man, I'm turning that off. I'm sorry I had to turn it off. But look, Yo, man, look, we're going with my Hurricanes, man. Look, they gotta, it's time to put up or shut up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta take care of business with Texas A&M. I think that's a little later though, right? What's this weekend? I be getting these
Friday night is Bama.
Oh yeah, it's Bama, man. What happened to my I lost my phone. Oh, it fell. Yeah, I'm looking at dates, man. I don't know about y'all, man, but I get lost on my calendar all the time. I be thinking it's one weekend and it's it's really the weekend before or the day before. Just staying too busy, man.
That's what it is, man.
That's all it is. But
mob ties.
Yep, but the ND got blanked. Oh yeah, indeed.
I'm gonna check that out. Oklahoma versus Bama Friday night.
Indeed.
For sure. Hey, thank y'all for locking in with us. Another Wednesday. Out of here. Bang bang, not a game.
Hey man, look, no, man. You're not about to sign off on that, man. We don't need that. We don't need that energy. But nah, man, it's all good, man. Hey man, till next time. Y'all catch us next week, man. We're gonna lock in on Tuesday next week. So y'all jump in with us. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the page. Thank y'all for joining us as always. All the mob members and the people who are new to the mob, welcome. We appreciate you. And make sure you turn your notifications on. We're gonna come back on a special day Tuesday for the holiday, man. And we're gonna come back and talk about the CFP, talk about some of these matchups. So I'm looking forward to it, Keith. It's always good to lock in with you, brother.
Definitely, man. Pleasure.
Until